Okay, so yeah, the start of the video, the title, nothing matters, obviously, and I'm gonna try to sum up what I mean by all that. Recently got into another one of these debates that I kind of sort of do, and I'm just gonna try to explain this thing, right? People are always busy trying to do shit. They're like trying to fix every problem most of the time. I never really understood why. I mean, not never, but like recently, as my life went along and I realized nothing absolutely fucking matters because you're gonna fucking die. And there's nothing that you're gonna do to stop it. And even if you could do something to stop it, that'd just be a worse fate than actually not stopping it and actually dying. But I'll just get to that later. Later. So basically, everybody thinks that they're gonna solve every problem that they ever encounter, like where they're gonna finally get that thing that's gonna complete them, or it's a person, or it's something. But I'm just here to tell you that that's not gonna happen. I talked about this somewhere, but on their deathbeds, the greatest people that ever lived, had so many unsolved problems, and they were so incomplete and horrible people, just like the rest of us. But they did something like really profound, like I don't know. Just take for example MLK, Martin Luther King, right? Yeah, he was a horrible person technically. I mean, he cheated on a wife, did a lot of weird shit. I'm gonna try to put the files here. I don't know, but he did something really great. I mean, he was part of the civil rights movement, I think, right? Yeah, I should. I have not looked him up as much as I should, but then again, when people right now try to think about a very famous person, or they do think about a very famous person, um, they kind of whitewash all the humanity out of them. We kind of tend to do that because when we like someone so much, we don't want to think, oh, hey, that guy's cheating on his wife, or we don't want to, think about all the horrible shit they do. But they do that, right? Like when somebody's like a great engineer, or like they're sending a rocket that's gonna come back from the space, that person's probably on the files. Sometimes he's on the files, sometimes he's not on the files. But then again, there's a sense of wanting to be this thing that technically doesn't exist. Everybody has that. Normal people have that. People who aren't famous or rich have that, where you're trying to now be the image of a person whom you've created in your mind, but that doesn't necessarily exist out there. It's not in the world, it's in your brain. It's not a thing. And people think, oh, I'm only going to be Elon Musk if I just, have to be these. No, bro, like you don't want to be Elon Musk. I mean, maybe you do for the money, but again, ultimately, you don't have to do it. You don't have to do shit. People feel anxious all the time, but especially the older you get, you start to realize you just gotta make enough to survive, and that's pretty much it, really. And in the end, everybody just fucking dies. And because we can't accept that, right? We can't accept that we're just gonna die, and everything that we did before, we're not gonna be able to enjoy it as much. That really hits people hard. So we always try to concoct some kind of way to escape it. It's like, oh, why? But what did I do all of this for? It's like, I don't know. I didn't ask you to do it, but I'm not pro the concoction of ideas that come after death. I'm really not. So just gonna skip ahead from all of that nonsense. But the only thing that you have to do is just survive. And the only thing that does technically matter, is that you have fun. That's it. Are you having fun? Like, are you having fun with whatever this is? And if you think in order to have fun, you have to get the adoration of people whom you actually don't even like Clavicular, who there's actually a very good video about this. I'm gonna try to link this here. Um, it's unnatural for you to wanna. Everybody wants to get it. Everybody wants to be like adored by other people, but most people kind of hate society. I hate society, for example. So me wanting to be adored by the people that I just don't like is kind of makes no sense. But that's what society tells you. Like that's what Maslow's hierarchy of needs tells you. It's like, oh hey, if you're gonna get like if you're gonna be self-reliant, that's like another need, that's like up the pyramid. It's like right here. It's not down here, it's up there. But that's not necessarily true. And whenever you try to like debate someone about this, and I've been in this for like 10 years, whenever people have kids because they say that it brings them joy and stuff, but when you approach the conversation from the point of, life is supposed to be something that's enjoyed, they kind of take this other position where they kind of take the position of, oh, no. Life is something that you are supposed to do because it's your responsibility. Like whether you have fun or not, whether you're happy or not, you just got to do it. But if it is that, it's like, it's just, that makes no sense. And ultimately people try to get out of the point that, people try to get out of nihilism by somehow concocting a kind of purpose for life, and it never goes well. I did not say that well in this video, but then again, I don't fucking have to, because I do these videos for fun, right? Yeah. But if you're a person out there and you're you're just trying to make it, right? You're just trying to get out there and you're trying to, oh my God, I've got to do this. I've got to be somebody. You're already someone, one. And two, that thing that you're looking for it's not really worth it. When you do have it, it's not going to be the thing that completes you. What most people want is to be indifferent. People want to be indifferent to every situation. The difference between you and a person that's actually famous or whatever is that person is not wondering about you. The famous, like for example, Priyanka Chopra, right? Like random fucking name, I know, right? But she's fucking hot. Priyanka Chopra is not wondering about some asshole that's in his mom's basement making a YouTube video that's not going to be seen by anybody. She's not wondering that. But let me tell you what she is wondering about. Probably about some other B-list celebrity and about what they're doing or what they're using for their skincare routine. But ultimately, Priyanka Chopra is so high up on the chain of like the people that matter that she doesn't care about most people because she feels like and she knows that she's transcended that. So what most people want is to get up that fucking ladder to be like, oh my God, I don't have to care about what anybody's doing. But like, finally I can be free, right? Finally I could just be free of this need to wonder about that life that I could have potentially had. But the person at the top, the person at the apex of all of this, and it's very difficult to pin down who is at the apex because it's just after that B tier of like, okay, there's the A tier and then there's the S tier. Like S tier, I don't know, like Michael Jackson or I don't know who's like an S. He's fucking dead, but like who's like an S tier celebrity right now that's like really fucking famous? I don't know. Sydney Sweeney? I don't know. I see a lot of Sydney Sweeney videos. Sydney Sweeney is probably thinking about so many other people, but just like because she's an actor. I think when you're thinking about a person that's important, you have to think about it from many like facets. You can't just be famous. You can't just be rich. You also have to be smart and important. I don't think Sydney Sweeney's important, technically speaking. I've never seen a Sydney Sweeney film, aside from just a bunch of clips that I've seen of her in certain films, in certain scenes. But then again, okay, let's say you're Elon Musk, right? I think he'd occupy that position. He's probably wondering about a bunch of things, and there are just a bunch of things that he's not indifferent about. And when he dies, and eventually he will, he will 100% be wondering about what if, or like what if I'd experienced this, and what if, but you're never going to get that. That can only come from a certain kind of practice that you do, like a certain kind of spiritual practice where you're just content with things. Contentment not in the sense that you've finally done every single task and achieved every single little thing, but in the sense that you're just okay. You're not at 10, you're also not at 8, but you're a 7, so like you're it's like or a 6, you're good with it. You could even make peace with a 4. It ultimately depends. Some people say they don't want to settle for a 4 and they just exert themselves and they try to get the most that they can out of an 8, and then they're like, oh, the satisfaction comes from this slathering of the ego, where you're an 8 and you know that other people aren't an 8, and then that's the thing. But ultimately, you're gonna fucking die. You're gonna get old. All the people that I admire, like I'm an older Gen Z, so even though I look like a millennial, so like all the people that I admired growing up, they're all old, and they're all just so unimportant now because they're old. You know, there's no fun in it anymore. And you could relive the glory days of like, oh my god, I was that guy that did that thing once on the beach. It's like, who gives a fuck though? Like not anymore. Like you don't necessarily matter as much as you used to because you're old. And if your life was about I was that guy, like I was that thing, and I don't know, it just feels like it's very unsatisfying. You know, it's like people feel like they can't really just be at peace. They can't really be content with things. They always have to do something. Something has to make sense, you know? You have to pick up a newspaper, you have got to read about it, and you're reading about all the 300,000 Russian soldiers that died ever since the war started, and you're like, oh my god, you're gonna fucking die. Not in a Russian trench, hopefully, not like in fighting Ukraine. But it's gonna come for you regardless, and it's that thing of assuming, oh, like I just have to be in this mess, this endless barrage of details and information, and I have to involve myself, you know? Sign up for Peterson's Academy. Who knows? Is he dead? We don't know. I hope he's not dead. I actually saw a video of him like doing a little robot thing. But then again, so you're born here to kind of live. Yeah. And people think living is like involving yourself with other people and with other ideas, and like you just have to be involved. But like living in a third world country and like having where like most of the area is rural and like you have like a lot of farmers, I think it's the number that people give is like 60% of us are farmers, but I'm pretty sure it's like down to at least 50 or 45%. But like when you go to these areas and you're like, oh hey, like people just like survive. They just farm food, they eat the food, they go to bed. Or they go home, they fuck their wife, they go to bed. That's the kind of shit I'm trying to do. That's the kind of shit that we were all born to do. You don't have to be taking meth, looks maxing, or ascending, whatever the fuck that, to get mogged by a judge from some shitty state in Ohio. Was it Ohio? I don't know. Whatever fucking state, right? For fucking, I think it was, did he try to shoot an alligator? Was it that? I don't know what he did, but it doesn't matter. Imagine doing all of that shit, weird stuff that he did, and then just like a regular fucking guy that's like late 40s just mogging the shit out of you. It just makes no sense. But then again, yeah, it's it ultimately it doesn't matter. And thinking that it does, or like I'm like on my computer right now, right? I'm just seeing the endless thumbnails, the endless videos of people trying to tell me how to feel about what, or trying to tell me maybe a story about history or whatever, right? Or like, oh, this thing happened with ABBA and like I don't know, like I don't like this is not gonna be the thing that I need to do. I don't have to involve myself there. In a way, I am involving myself because I'm making this video. But then again, you don't have to be involved in drama to be living. You're living now. This is life. And you could just do your own thing and it'd be okay. And in the end, you're gonna fucking die. And it would be a life worth living if you only realize that you don't really need the admiration of people that you will never meet or people that you don't know or don't even respect. So yeah, and there's always this kind of thinking of like, oh, why do these people matter? There's a very Americanized, maybe not like the entire country. I've met some people from there that think this. It's like, oh, who are you? Like, what have you done? It's like, what's Zach from Minnesota done? Right? Like, it's like if you're, there's this kind of mentality now where if you're born and you're alive, you've got to do something, right? You've got to provide, you got to do this shit. You got to be like, oh, but what does he do? It's like, I don't need to do shit. Like, I really don't. Nobody did. Like, when our ancestors had us in the jungle, they just did it because it's a physiological need. They just want to do it. They did it, and you're there. It's like you don't owe anything the universe, and the universe isn't after you. It's like, oh, why are you important? I'm gonna take this from you. It's like, no, that's not necessarily a thing that you have to focus on. And it could just be like, like human, looking at everything from a utilitarian perspective, where like, oh, what can I get out of this, right? I see this object. Most of the time on these videos, it's gonna be a glass that's an empty glass. Because I drink a lot I hydrate. It's like, I'm like, oh, what the fuck can I use this for? Right? And then, well, what's the meaning of this? What's the purpose of this fucking glass? Could pour water into it. Could use it as something that I put something in. But the point is, looking at everything as some kind of thing to get something out of, it's not always a good thing. George Bataille, favorite philosopher, actually talks about this. Oh my god, actually, I didn't want to go on this tangent, but I'm gonna just do that. So I'm reading Bataille now. Really, really scary guy. Do not recommend. My favorite philosopher, but I do not recommend him. He's really weird. Apparently the Aztecs, this is a real story, by the way. This is present in his book, his magnum opus, according to me. Probably according to Google too. His magnum opus, The Accursed Share, Volume 1, because there are 3 volumes. So in Volume 1, he talks about how the Aztecs, in their city that's here, I'm reading a book about the Aztecs also, so that's like a separate book from George Bataille's. Very nice place, by the way, the Aztec temple. It was described as that. It was described as this thing. Yeah, it was by the first Spanish settlers that saw it. Yeah. That's. I think it was Hernan Cortez that actually landed in Mexico in the 17th century. Yeah, if I remember correctly, I don't know. But the point is, the Aztecs realized that because of their belief, when something is born into this universe, the universe is an ever like giving entity. It just gives and never takes back. For example, let's look at the sun. The sun just gives energy. There's nothing that the sun receives for itself, but it's giving you the radiation and the heat and the everything that you need for plants to grow, for there to be oxygen, for the animals to eat the plants, and for those animals to be eaten by other animals. It's like everything is provided for in a perfect harmony and balance. And the Aztecs believe that the moment you use something in this universe, something that's divine, that's created by the creator of the universe, whoever that may be, whenever you use an animal, for example, to plow a field, whenever you use it as something that's utilitarian, this cow, I'm just going to use it to plow the field so that I can grow something. The moment you do that, that's the most sinful thing that you can do. And you've now, by using this cow and this piece of wood, whatever the fuck, to plow the earth so that you can grow crops, you've now become a user of things. You're no longer a free, independent part, an independent entity that's part of the universe, that's living in sync with the universe, that's going to provide for you regardless of what. No. The moment you use the cow to plow the earth to get like corn, whatever, right? I don't know what the Mayans farmed back then. You've now separated yourself from the great divine covenant of the universe, which was the covenant was, I'm going to give you everything you want, right? Like, you're a human being. There's tigers, rabbits, corn, whatever the fuck, right? But everything that you want, including the sun, a wife, kids, whatever, I'm going to give to you. And you have to Now worship me. You have to worship the sun, or I think they kind of worship the sun. I'm not completely sure. But you have to now give thanks to me, and we have that covenant. I'm going to provide for you, and you have to, honor my my fucking ability to provide for you and to provide for all the animals of the earth and all the plants and all the, because the plants also take energy from the sun and they convert it to whatever, right? So the moment you now think that you have to go out of your cave, or like actually they didn't live in caves, they lived in like awesome pristine temples, by the way. The moment you think, oh, you have to go out and you have to figure it out, right? You have to be the one to like, oh my God, how am I going to grow crops for next month? The moment you do that, you've now separated yourself from the natural flow of this universal divine covenant, and you're now the separate single thing that has to figure shit out on his own. Yeah. And why the Aztecs slaughtered children and slaves and people that they conquered in war and battle, and why there was like, blood dripping from the steps of their pyramids, was to actually set free themselves and these slaves and these people that they've used for utilitarian purposes. Because the Aztec believes that if you use something for a utilitarian, like for something, I'm going to use this thing to get something out of it, you've now separated it from the natural flow and the natural covenant of the universe. And in order to set it free, and in order to set yourself the user, because the moment you use something for utilitarian purposes, you've now become a user of things and cut yourself off from that natural flow of the universe. The moment you use it, the only way that you can set yourself and it free from that sinful, defiled state of, oh, I'm just me, is to sacrifice it publicly in front of everyone on top of a pyramid, and for it to die and to be set free and to be cast back into the universe that's given birth to it. I should stop reading George Bataille. Yeah, but I actually wanted to do a video on Bataille on another channel, but this is just a very good segue, an intro into his philosophy. Not his philosophy, but the Aztecs, like that's in the story. So this idea that you now think that you, Zach from Minnesota, thinking, but like I went to business school, like, well, I have to do this, and I've got to now, like, just that idea of cutting yourself off and having to now plan every step ahead so you can finally be something is the most unholiest thing that you could fucking imagine. It really is. Even in Christianity, it's actually like that. This idea that, you thinking that you have to plan it out, and you thinking that you're the one that makes whatever it is that you want happen, and it's not God, and believing that you're gonna have to be the one that's involved, right? And with most people that I meet online that suffer from nihilism, they have this kind of separation of, I'm out in here and everything is out there, and I have to everything is something that can only happen if I get involved in it, right? But that's not how it works. I'm not saying, hey, don't fucking quit your job, or like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's not that important, and it doesn't matter the way that you think it does. Whatever the fuck it is that you think matters so much, it really doesn't. When you look at how animals live, or like how we human beings lived before the Industrial Revolution, I mean, there were a lot of bad things, but technically speaking, I'm not saying technology is like unnatural. I'm just saying whatever the fuck we're doing now, this is fucking unnatural. Forming a parasocial relationship with a person that you've never met that lives in East Africa, that's fucking unnatural. Trust me. But yeah, I was gonna say something else, but fuck it. So take from this video whatever it is that you have to take, but yeah, you're gonna die, and oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna do that whole thing. Why the concept of vampirism exists This is my own take, by the way. The whole like, oh, this vampire, why people write about that is like to show people that regardless of who you are, interview with a vampire is pretty nice. At your best, right? Fucking 25, you look like Brad Pitt, you're rich, and you're a vampire. Like, you know what? Let's remove the vampirism of like having to suck the blood of other people from it and living forever, young, beautiful, rich, is actual hell. Yeah. It really, really, really is. And that was the whole point. That was the whole point of you watching those films was to understand that, oh, you don't have to, oh yeah, you're getting old and it's okay. And there was nothing to get out of this, and whatever the kind of time that you had, and it's great and it's passing and you're getting old and it's great, right? Like, but if you stay here, regardless of how much knowledge you have, how much beauty, how much money, whatever, you will not be able to, that there's no fucking point in it. You're a human being. Whatever it is that you think that you want, ultimately, it's to have whatever kind of experience that can be had. Hopefully there's more good than bad, but ultimately, it's for it to end. If it doesn't end, however great it could be, it will be the definition of hell. Because even the description of hell, of this idea of, oh, you feel like it's hot and then it's cold, and then it's cold and you want warmth, and then it's too hot, and then this idea of eternal fire, of eternal constant impermanence and change, even in Buddhist mythologies, that's this, right? That's this existence, this realm, right now. There's actually a bunch of people that talk about how Earth is actually a hell realm. It's that because you have a sip of water, and 30 minutes later, and you want to have water again, you do, and then oh my god, you have to pee, and then you piss, and then you're hungry again, and then you have food, and then you're bloated because you had gluten. Like, and then it's like, oh my god, I gotta go to the bathroom again. And then you wash your hands, and then you have to take a shower at night, and then you gotta come. Yeah, that all of that change of like nothing being constant, and the moment something is right, like the moment something is too constant, you just can't stand it. You want variety. Variety is the spice of life, right? And when there's too much variety, some of us are like, oh my god, there's so many choices. What do I pick from? Do I want the Amazon Prime subscription? Do I want the Netflix? Should I go with the HBO Max? And then maybe you get all of them, and then you're upset that you got all of them, and then yeah. But that, and when you have all of them, you just don't care. When you don't have any, you're pissed that you don't have any. When you have Netflix, you're pissed that they're now fucking showing you ads even after you paid for Netflix, and then you have to pay something else for the premium. By the way, this is me coming back at you for fucking like no, I'm not. I'm unsubscribing. I never actually subscribe to any of this shit. I do other stuff, but you get the point. You get the point. It's not that thing that you want that you're trying to do it, and yeah, you don't have to do it. And when you have your problems, have your anxiety, have your depression. 60% of your depression, and I really stand by this, can be removed when you stop fighting the fact that when you stop feeling like you're not supposed to have depression and anxiety. 60% of it is going to go, and then you're going to have that 40% that's technically the 100%. Just be depressed. Just be pissed. You don't always have to be happy. You don't always have to. It fucking sucks. Sometimes you just gotta cry. Sometimes it's just 50% of the time, it's supposed to be absolutely fucking unbearable. And what makes it even more unbearable is people telling you that it's not supposed to be that way. But it is. And the moment you're like, oh my god, it's so horrible, and you actually go to someone and you're like living in a place where like you can actually like afford a therapist, and they're like, oh, you know what? Why don't I subscribe to this fucking pill? You take it like once a fucking day, and it's just gonna fucking numb you out. Just fucking nothing. And we're gonna call it lithium, Prozac, Lexapro, I don't know, Clozapram. And then they check on you and they're like, oh, okay, you feel numb? Okay, let's just give him meth. Let's give him amphetamines. Let's just, up. You don't have to fix it's not fixable. You can't, right? Whatever it is that you do, everything is collapsing. Even the Mona Lisa is falling apart, according to Tyler Durden. Um, you're falling apart. Look at your dad. Look at your mom. Look at your sister, whoever, right? If you've got like a younger sister, maybe that's not a good point. But even you are getting older. You're losing your hair. Your back hurts now. You're like nearing 30. You're like, oh my God, what the fuck is that? Yeah. And you're not good. There's not going to be that thing that comes and you're like, it's there. When you were 21 and you were running around and everything was like great according to now as you're recalling the memory, when you were actually 21, you hated that. You hated that and you just wanted to get out of it. You're like, oh my God, I don't want to be 21 anymore. I just want to get out of college, finally get a job. And you have a job and you're reminiscing about college. And then when you're in college, yeah. You're this constant search of the perfect situation that would be finally a complete thing. Doesn't matter. I don't know what to title this video. I'm trying to go with like, nothing fucking matters, or I don't know. I'm just gonna figure it out because nothing matters, right? But yeah, when you think about it, it's like fuck, just live. Well, how do you just live? By doing whatever the fuck. Ultimately, everything's okay. If you want to just worry about this video or dislike this video, that's also okay. What ultimately sucks is that everything is okay and the worst things will eventually happen to you. Everybody's like one step, either like one or a bunch of steps away from the next horrible thing. And the next horrible thing cannot be stopped, but it can be mitigated by you accepting that this is what it is. And some of it was your fault. And it's okay. Half of the time, you're the asshole in the room. And it's great. Stop trying to be the not asshole. Like, I meet people that are like not assholes and they try so hard to be great, like very just well-spoken people. I hate those fucking people. Die. They're trying so hard not to offend you. They're like, oh my God. Okay, people on the left side of politics, fucking unbearable. Just nuke them all. Just all of them. I'd rather you just come out and fucking just call me a fucking asshole, right? Thank you for that. But half of the time you are the source of your own problems and other people's problems, and other people half of the other time they're just like, yeah, it's your mom, right? It's like, oh my God, just shut the fuck up. But that's how it's always going to be. We don't always have to make it better, and you can't. The modern world, 2020, like right now, is a testament to how we cannot fix it. Whatever the fuck it is, you can't fix it with psychiatric medication, can't fix it with therapy, can't fix it with more people loving you. You can't fix it with a wife or a boyfriend or OnlyFans subscription. Found out the hard way. But you just can't. It's just gonna be there and it's gonna be there to stay. And the wanting to fix it is the actual problem that you have to get out of. And how do you get out of it? I don't fucking know. Maybe you make a YouTube video, or maybe you just game, or whatever the fuck, right? But I'm just putting this video out there to show people that I don't know how to fix the problem that I'm talking about. But that's okay. Yeah. And I'm just gonna end this video here. Yeah, it sounds like a very good ending. Hold on. Where do I clip this?